Thank you all for taking the time to be here tonight, or this afternoon, um, wherever you are. I keep saying that just because it's nighttime for me. My name is Summer. My nickname is Lumos, and I am the program coordinator here at FD. I'm joined tonight by a couple of my colleagues and alumni. We have Angelina. Her nickname is Katniss. She is the senior program manager. We have JJ Scrambler. You're going to hear from her in a little bit, but she's a field staff manager. And then we have two of our alumni, I believe, are on the call. So you'll hear a little bit from them and just what to expect on the program. Um, we can go ahead and get started. Katniss, if you want to share. Cool. Um, As most of you probably know and why you're here, FD provides life-changing adventures for young adults impacted by cancer, MS, and other serious health conditions, as well as those who care for them, who you are all their caregivers, and healthcare workers who work in those spaces as well. We were founded in 2001 by kayaker Brad Ludden, and what's really cool about our organization is he's still super involved. Um, we've all met him face to face. He hops in and out here and there, and he's helping behind the scenes with a lot of other things. Yep, okay, next. We have three pillars of service. So again, you are all probably here for the week-long core program information. These run from around April through October every year. Um, and I'm not going to get too much into it because Scrambler's going to talk more about it, but this is just a brief overview. We also have community adventures, which are local-led meetups year round. And I just lost my train of thought, but they are very low commitment. If you're not ready, maybe for a whole week long, or you want to just get to know FD a little better, these are great for you to join in, and they're also open to anybody 18 and older. So you can go, you can bring a +1, you can bring your mom, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever, and just get outdoors that way too. Um, and then the last pillar of service that we focus on are lifestyle pathways. We really focus on nutrition and mindfulness. Nutrition, well, again, I won't get too much into it because Scrambler's going to talk about it, but just using nutrition, mindfulness, and other resources in your everyday life to connect in the present moment with everything going on and with yourself. And from there, I'm going to pass it over to Scrambler so she can give you all a little rundown on our week-long adventures.
Awesome. Essentially car station. Doing an right then. Okay, so I'm on the train, everyone. My name's Scrambler. Thanks, Rose. And I'm a lead staff on these week-long programs as well as a lead staff manager. I'm also an alumni, so I started in the seat of a participant of one of these week-longs, and they're such a special opportunity. So just kind of want to give you an overview, bird's eye, and a little nitty-gritty about what the week actually looks like, and then a little bit what it actually feels like. So generally they're 6-day programs. You travel to a destination, and then you have 4 days, on activity in the meat of it, at this place with this new group of people that have just become your family, and then a day of traveling home. We have locations all around the nation, and all of them become a home. It's usually some sort of a lodge situation or multiple cabins or some kind of setup where you all live and function as a family for the week. You have chefs, nutrition is a huge part of the program. They're making good, health forward, best food you'll ever eat kind of thing. 3 meals a day, you're totally taken care of from the moment you arrive to the moment you leave. And really, well, okay, I'll say that next. So the meat of it, like I said, is on activity. So kayaking, like this photo, surfing or rock climbing, these adventure forward programs where we're pushing you to go through challenge with each other, but in a nature setting with support, and kind of unplugged from whatever life you're coming from. Uh, and so you're doing that, and it's healing and wild and hard and fun and all these things. And then in the evening, you have a lot of time off activity where you get to hang out, eat good food, and connect. And First Descents is, it's a great recipe. All the weeks are amazing. All these photos that you see where everyone's like smiling and dressed up and like whatever, like that's actually how it feels. It's not just good marketing, it's actually the essence of our programs. Um, because the community is the foundation. Y'all get to sit around at a campfire at night, or at the tables or whatever in your kayaks buddied up and talk to other people who actually get it, just get the experience that you have gone through. And caregivers have a really unique role in this whole ecosystem, as y'all know, right? Um, and there's a certain kind of load that y'all carry. And when you're with a group of other people that have felt that load in a similar way, and you can just drop in with and be real and say all the things that you haven't been able to say to your partner or person or the person you're caretaking, there's just an immense amount of connection and healing and catharsis and laughter, all the things. So it's a really beautiful experience for yes, for food, yes. The mindfulness aspect is baked into everything we do out there, and the community is really where it's at. Um, and like I said multiple times already, it's like family instantly. Um, and there are many reasons that people are nervous to sign up for these trips. Lots of very good reasons. Living with people, having people do on reasons, lots of ways you'll be out of control. Many good reasons to be nervous, many more reasons to sign up. And there's so much satisfaction and reward and healing that really happens. And everybody walks away with something different. But I encourage you to face those fears and face those challenges. We're here to support you. We'll meet you where you're at as best as we can. And get out there and feel it firsthand and drop in with this First Descents family. Yeah. The only other thing I was going to say is why we go by nicknames. Maybe some of y'all know this, or maybe not, depends on how dropped in you are. Anyway, so on the very First Descents program, they started going by nicknames, just a few people. And then it was so fun that people were going by nicknames that everybody else wanted nicknames. And then it was so fun, everyone kept their nicknames, and every single program ever since, people have gone by nicknames. It's an amazing opportunity to just be playful, have fun, but also like embody a different persona than what you've been holding back at home. And like, who do you want to step into here at FD and moving forward? So the nicknames are strong and deep, and they unveil themselves as the years goes on. So, and with that, I'll pass it off to a couple alumni that we have. I don't know if one of y'all wants to go first. We have Papa Shark and Scallywags to share a little bit about their direct experience as caregivers on this program. All right, Scallywags, you're on mute right now, but go for it.
Yes, there you go. Can everybody hear me? Sweet thumbs up, beautiful. All right. So I got to go this past summer to the Outer Banks, and in all honesty, it was life-changing. Um, just I'm pretty outgoing, and I feel like a lot of the other people that showed up weren't necessarily, but that everybody like broke out within the first like 6 hours. It didn't, anybody who was even like remotely kind of shy, literally by that night, everybody was like hanging out and just having a great time. It was amazing to connect with like so many other people that have been through what we've been through. My husband had Hodgkin's lymphoma. We're going on 2 years all clear in February, but it's still like, there's still like so much trauma and processing that happens after the fact that like you get to do with this other group of people that have been where you are, and like other caretakers have, their partners have had the same cancer, or they've had honestly scarier cancers. And it's a lot. I don't know, it's just like really good. It's all honestly like our whole group, we talk once a month at this point. We have a standing group chat that like literally every month on a Sunday at like 3 p.m. and it's all across the US, so everybody time work, but we all get together and we chat. I'm lucky enough to have three of the people here in Colorado with me. So, like I hang out with them on the regular. We've had, friends, one of the girls, Inky, her and her partner in California, they came out and went camping with us this summer. Like, it's amazing the connections you actually make. And then, like, the fact that you don't have to do anything. So, like, as a caretaker, you make all the meals, you put all the medicine in 2-week vials so nothing gets messed up. Like you're the one in charge of the all the appointments, all the cleaning. You walk into a space where like you're not allowed to bring a dish to the kitchen. I got yelled at like twice. They're like, don't you dare. So it's life changing. It gives you a space to truly be yourself, because like having been around other caretakers, like I've had friends have parents, pass away and stuff like that. And that's different when it's your partner. You know what I mean? Like you're caretaking for your partner. So being able to really be yourself with these people and like make really dark jokes and people still laugh and not just like stare at you like, where did that come from? Like they understand, they get it. So, oh, if you're wavering, go do it. Just go do it. Oh my God, it's like the best thing in the world. I can't wait to like be able to volunteer and give back a little bit, because it made a huge difference. My husband got to do the I call it cancer camp. Like he got to go climbing and he hangs out with all of his people still too. Like we see them on the regular. Like it's a different, you said Scrambler, you said his family. It really does end up becoming family, because like the people in your life that haven't gone through it, like they're there, they love you, but they don't get it. So it's a space to be with people who get it for like a whole week, and you don't have to do anything but like hang out and have a good time, or make emotional connections, or absolutely break down, or whatever you truly need, because it's a safe space. And yeah, I wish I could do it again. I think that's everything I have to say.
Thank you. Let's pass it over to Papa Shark.
Sure. Say I agree with everything that Scallywags say. I don't necessarily want to say all the same things. Um, I guess the pieces that I'll uh mention are, so my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2021. So that's been something that we've been navigating for almost 5 years now. There's been a lot of ups and downs. And so when my wife was first diagnosed, I immediately went into like obviously panic mode and just trying to get things set up, get resources to my family. I have 3 kids, 3 young kids. I mean, one of the first things that I did was I got them connected with a camp called Camp Kesem, which is very similar to First Descents in the overall mission. So it's specifically for kids who have a parent diagnosed with cancer. And so my kids got plugged in right away into that camp, and they get to go every year. So they've been going for a few years, and I remember thinking like it'd be really cool if they did something like this for the adults. And then I found out that actually did exist, which was amazing. And so I did my trip. I also went to the Outer Banks, and I did mine in May of 2024. So that was about a year and a half ago. Um, Almost 2 years ago. Oh my gosh. And It was a surfing trip, and I'm not the most outdoorsy person. So I can speak as someone who is just not, I'm not a nature person. I don't necessarily enjoy doing those things. And so that was my initial hesitation, was I wasn't sure that that's something that I would enjoy or want to do or be particularly good at. I've never surfed in my life. I was kind of afraid of making a fool of myself. Um, but I decided to go, and I'm so glad that I did. I did successfully surf once, which was a fully amazing experience. But it was just really amazing to just connect with other people who were in a similar situation. The lifelong friends is definitely a thing. I was just in Arkansas this last weekend visiting someone from my first descents experience, staying in connection with a lot of the people from my trip, which has just been incredible. And yeah, it was a life-changing experience. And the biggest thing that I took away from it was I realized on the trip just how much I have how taking care of so many other people, and I'm the ways that I just kind of stopped taking care of myself. And that was something that I really learned on that trip, and I really walked away just feeling really kind of like really convinced that it was time for me to kind of invest some of the energy that I put on my family on myself as well. And so started exercising. I've started running. I've never been a runner. I'm hoping to run my first marathon this year, actually, and I directly credit it to my first descents experience. I've just really and just realized how good it is just to be able to connect with my body again. I'm just very grateful to have that opportunity to be out in nature, doing hard things, doing things that I didn't think I could do. So I would definitely encourage you to go. And the last thing I'll say is I'm a skeptical person. I'm always kind of like wary of the what's the catch here, and I just want to like assure you that there isn't a catch. It's actually free. I have never been hit up for money. It's an actual I still don't really understand how this exists, and I'm so grateful that it does, though. And there is no catch. And I would definitely encourage you to, if you're thinking about it, even if you're nervous, I would definitely encourage you to just give it a shot. I mean, the worst that you'll get is just to be fed like royalty for a week, yeah, and not have to do any dishes. It doesn't that so um, that's a pizza.
Thank you both so much for sharing. Amazing experiences, amazing stories. One other thing that I wanted to mention that I don't think I did earlier was although both of our alumni who just shared are oncology caregivers, we also provide MS caregivers this experience too. So um, you're all looped into one. So you could be out on a program with a few oncology caregivers, a few MS caregivers. You're all caregivers to a loved one who is going through a diagnosis, and you all are all still on the same journey. So um, just wanted to plug the little MS caregiver there too. Um, cool. I think that's it for our spiel of talking at you guys or at you all. So I just lied. I'm about to tell you one more thing. Our registration opens on February 2nd. So if you're interested in attending a week-long program, mark your calendar and get into your portal and check out those programs that are available to caregivers for the 2026 season. If you have any questions that we don't answer here, you can go ahead and email the email on the screen, programs at firstdescents.org. We'll be sure to get back to you there. And by we, it's probably me. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and open it up for the next 10 minutes to any questions you all have. And again, if you don't have any, you can go ahead and email us whenever you do. So,
I have a question, a couple.
yeah.
For the registration, is it like first come, first serve, like a limited amount of spots? Should we like actually set like a calendar reminder if we want to apply? Like, how does that work?
Okay, great question. I probably could have worded that much better. So registration opens to everybody on February 2nd. So that's the first time that you can go in and see the program schedule. It is not first come, first serve, mostly because we want everybody to be able to have a chance to get in there and check out the program. So we'll leave registration open for a couple weeks. You can go in there, rank your top choices. You can rank one, two, three on those programs. And then in early March, you'll hear back from us if you've been selected or not. And yeah, so not first come, first serve, but I mean, if you do set a calendar reminder, you'll for sure get in there and get your choices done and over with so you don't forget, but to each their own.
How is like the selection done then? Because I was looking on the website and it looked like maybe there was just one trip for caregivers, and maybe that's not right either. So that's another question I have. Like, is there just the one, the rock climbing to Colorado? And so if like I'm going on there to register and there's the one trip, how does that selection happen? Who goes?
Yeah, great question. We have a selection criteria that we use. So, just like a couple examples off the top of my head would be um, when did you inquire first? So if you've been in the system, I mean, we try not to have people in the system for too long. We want to get you out there, but if you've been in there for a couple years and maybe past years' programs haven't worked out for you schedule wise, we try and get those folks out first, just because they've been in there a while. They've been waiting a while, but I'll have to double check and maybe Katniss can check this while I'm yapping. How many caregiver programs we have this year? I just need to double check that because I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, so selection criteria, that's just a little portion of it. We really, really try and be fair and equitable to everybody. Um, so it's not going to be everybody who's inquired like last year, the year before. Like we'll try and get a mix in there. So I would say, just regardless, if you're interested, I would go in there and rank your choice.
And I did check for you on the back end here.
Thanks.
We've got two published caregiver programs for this year. We have Outer Banks, May 17th through the 22nd, and that is a surfing program. And then we also have our Estes Park climbing program, which it sounds like you saw, which is August 23rd through the 28th, and is a climbing program. That's all we have at the moment. There is the possibility that we would add a couple things later on, but those are what we currently have slotted in for our schedule.
Well, thank you. My last question is an eligibility question. So I was the caregiver for my husband who had osteosarcoma, bone cancer, and but he passed earlier this year or last year. Um, am I still eligible even though I'm not actively caregiving? What does that look like?
Yeah, you are still eligible. As long as you fall into the 18 to 45 age range. And I'm just assuming that your husband also fell into that age range. So, yeah, you're totally eligible.
Okay, thank you.
Um, well, just to fill some time, just a little bit. Some info is there are around 12 to 14, depending on the location, other participants out on the program with you, so that's fun. Um, Room sharing is typically expected. You are obviously going to have your own bed. But because we have such a large group and a lot of lodges or rental houses, are only so big, we try and accommodate as best as we can on the room sharing. And then Papa Shark mentioned this that programs are completely free. So that includes lodging, food, and gear, and instruction. The only thing that we do ask folks to cover is their transportation, so your air flight or your gas if you're driving. Um, but we do provide travel scholarships. So if finances are something that might be holding you back from applying for a program, just keep that in mind. We just don't want that to be a barrier, and we want to work with you and get you out there. So still apply, and then we can work with you around that. So yeah. Um, any other questions? Doesn't just have to be for me. It can be for the alumni too, if you have any. And if not, again, that's okay. Oh, Pete, you've got a question.
Are there typically a few alumni or organizers? I'm not sure what the proper term is here at each of these trips, like to facilitate discussion and like give instructions and whatnot.
Good
I'm gonna
question.
let's
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Thanks. I happen to be an alumni and a lead staff, but it's not a requirement for our lead staff to be alumni, and so it's um, kind of luck of the draw or like random. But probably a third of our lead staff are alumni, so there's a chance. But all of our lead staff are trained in all the same ways, and they understand the experience because we all fishbowl how to um, guide these trips in a good way. And there's usually 4 volunteers that join that help in the kitchen or take photos or support medical stuff that comes up. And a lot of times those volunteers are alumni, like Scallywags mentioned. Once you participate, you can be a volunteer later. And so there's a chance that one of those volunteers was in that same spot as you a year or more before.
thanks, Graham. Any other last minute questions? Okay. Well, we're gonna end 3 minutes early, but again, thank you all so much for taking the time to join. We hope this was helpful. Um, this will be sent out probably early next week if you ever want to reference it. And yeah, go ahead and email programs at if you have any questions and mark your calendars for February 2nd. Other than that, thank you all so much.